Here is the Crosley Pup that WB8MHE sent to me. I thought I'd take a closer look at this and hook some power up to it and those headphones that are on the right and see how it works. Now all the way to the left you can barely see a knob on the left side. That pulls out. That moves the tickler coil. The knob that's in the middle, right under where it says Crosley Pup, that is the rheostat that varies the voltage to the filament of the tube. And all the way to the right you can barely see another knob, and that one turns, and that one operates the book capacitor. Here's the back side, and I have the headphones already connected. That object that looks like a fuse above those connections, it's not a fuse, that is the grid leak resistor. Then the other two connections that I haven't hooked up yet, the top one is the aerial or the antenna, and the bottom one is the ground. All the leads are labeled. Here's just two of them. One's marked A- and the other one is marked B+. Here's the wiring diagram. All the way to the left we have the antenna and ground, and of course the signal comes in on the antenna through the antenna coil, and notice that we've got a book capacitor that is partially in parallel, or a tank circuit, with that antenna coil. Well, that's our tuning. We'll take a closer look at that book capacitor a little later. Well, the signal comes in, gets tuned, and it goes through the grid leak resistor, which is about 2 megs, onto the grid of the WD12 tube. Now the WD12 tube plate voltage is 22.5 volts, and the filament is 1.5 volts. And the filament voltage is varied with that rheostat of 22 ohms. Now the signal is amplified, the RF signal that's coming in, and that goes through the tickler coil at the top. And that dotted line at the top means that that tickler coil is going to move closer or farther away from the antenna coil, increasing or decreasing feedback. So this WD12 is going to amplify the RF. The tickler coil is going to feed it back, which increases its strength. Now, that's not all that happens. Between the filament and the grid acts as a diode. So this increased RF signal gets detected, and the WD12 also detects the audio from the RF and amplifies it. The audio is so low a frequency it just passes through the tickler coil over to the phones to our B+. In this video I'm going to be using an WB8MHE tube because I don't want to take the chance of burning out a WD12. And the only difference is, instead of using 1.5 volts for the filament, I'm going to be using 5 volts because that's what the WB8MHE tube requires. I also have hooked up a guitar amplifier to the Crosley Pup, and the input to the guitar amplifier is across the headphones.
Identify the problem and make sure that it's resolved to your satisfaction. I guarantee it. Is your electric system feeling sick? A busted fuse or need a switch? Give us a call or find us online. 919-336-5984. Your wife and neighbors must be so proud, because nothing instills pride quite like mowing equidistant lines at fescue. Come
Reclaim your weekend and trade the yard work for some fun at the park. With 14 national and 41 state parks across North Carolina, it's nearly impossible to say no to the great outdoors. For more information, go to visitnc.com/parks. Sponsored by the North Carolina Association of Broadcasters and Visit North Carolina, a part of the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina in cooperation with this station.
KO Auto, the Honda, Acura, Toyota, and Lexus specialists in the Triangle. Since 1985, they've
preservatives and a lot of the stuff in it that I was worried about. The other bonus is that it's delivered. I can place my order online and it shows up at my door, and I just need to drag it inside and we are good to go.
Hi, this is Thor, owner of the Pet Pantry. Order your free sample at feedyourpets.com.
What do you feed your pets? Go to feedyourpets.com.
If you live in the Lewisburg, Franklinton area, you can now hear Just Right Radio on 104.7 in that area too. Just Right Radio, the station that dares to be different.
Well, you saw in the video how touchy this regen circuit is. I took the bottom off this Crosley Pup. Now here I'm pulling on that tickler coil. And here is the book capacitor. And you can see why it's called a book capacitor, because it opens up and closes like a book. Thanks for watching.